G'day, g'day. It's time to scrap out this ceiling fan. I know you're going to find some aluminium, you'll probably find a bit of brass, you're going to find copper, you're going to have some PVC covered copper cable, a bit of steel. It's super quick, super easy to pull apart, so let's get stuck into it. Right, first thing, let's get the blades off. Now these blades can come in different material, quite often they're plastic. These are aluminium, so it's worth us taking off and putting in the aluminium pile. These particular ones are just held on by a series of screws. Easy as that. There you go, our first bit of aluminium. Right, next up, let's pull this all out and apart. Got a little split pin there we can take off. Off this comes, and that is steel. Steel pile it goes. A couple more screws just to loosen the rest off. Comes loose. Steel. You can see a nice split pin here. They come in handy, I'll probably keep that. Steel. Another split pin here. Right, now that that's loose, just got to separate these two parts. Maybe a screw, or in this case a bolt, holding them together. Okay, once you've got the screws and bolts off, you can go in a little part. This one here, if you look carefully, it's actually brass, so that can go in your brass pile. These little nuts. Just watch, sometimes it's just brass covered over steel, but you give it the magnetic test, doesn't stick, so that's definitely brass. This here should be reasonably easy to pull apart. Get a screwdriver and work it around, just loosen it off. There you have it. That's your copper wound motor. Magnet, mostly steel, in fact completely steel. Pretty chunky, pretty weighty. Same again. More steel. So to take this top spinning section off, you can see now when you turn it, the whole motor spins. Just grab hold of it, stop it from spinning, and this should screw straight off. There we are, nearly done. We'll just cut these cables off. You want to get as much of the cable as possible. Get that out. Got the rest of the cables free. there you have it, a little bit of PVC covered cable. More steel. Give this a knock. Out that comes. More steel. That might look like brass. Give it a scratch though. And underneath is just steel. And well, it's magnetic. See you later. Alright, now you have two choices. Well, when I say two choices, before we pulled all the outer housing off, you could have put that together as an electric motor with all the weight of the steel, and that pays pretty well. But considering what copper is paying at the moment, it may well be worth just taking this copper out. And for the sake of the video, that's exactly what I'll do. Some are easier to take out than others. This here motor, just looking at it, has a really thick coating of lacquer over the top. Makes it a little bit difficult. And if you look carefully, there's actually, looks like wooden or cardboard bars holding this winding in between the gaps there. Now if that's not there, and on some of the cheaper motors it probably won't be, it just makes taking this cable out a lot easier. I'm just going to go right ahead and just cut that off with an angle grinder. It's going to make a bit of a mess. You will lose a bit of copper in the meantime, but it's simply the easiest way of going about it for this. That was a full glass of Scotch and Coke. I'm disappointed. Never mind. That's actually, I haven't had anything else to drink. That was actually my first drink, and I've already spilt it. Alright, now that I've cleaned that mess up, let's get into cutting this motor. Right now, hopefully we can just punch this through. Okay, so I've just punched them all out, as you've seen. Some more steel to go into your steel pile, and a nice little amount of copper. So just got to take a bit of time, take off this little paper or cardboard covering on the ends, and yeah, the string holding it together, I just like to get rid of that. I don't know if it makes any difference. I'll probably still take it with the string on, but I just like to take it all off, get it as clean as possible. Alright, so that is the quick and simple and easy way to pull apart a ceiling fan. Is it worth your time and effort? Yeah, with copper prices as high as they are, I'd say so. If you don't have the time, simply take off the blades, take the shaft out, and just leave the motor with the steel surround, and you'll get copper motor prices for that, and that still is paying pretty well as well. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and please consider subscribing, and thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.